In a quiet village nestled in the Vietnamese countryside, a young farmer named An began his day before sunrise. Every morning, he worked the land with care and helped his neighbors without expecting anything in return. Though he owned little, An's heart was rich with kindness, and his hands were always busy feeding livestock, fixing fences, and sowing seeds beneath the early morning light. One day, the richest landowner in the village came to An with an offer. Stroking his long gray beard, he said, "Young man, if you work for me diligently for 3 years, I will give you my daughter's hand in marriage." An was surprised but hopeful. With a deep bow, he agreed. For him, it wasn't just about love, it was about trust and honor. True to his word, and worked with unwavering dedication. Through sun and rain, he planted rice, harvested crops, repaired the home, and cared for the animals. 3 years passed. The landowner's farm flourished thanks to An's effort. But the old man, greedy and cunning, never intended to fulfill his promise. With a sly smile that didn't reach his eyes, the landowner said, "An, I shall keep my promise, but first, bring me a bamboo stalk with 100 segments." An was stunned. In all the forests he knew, there wasn't a single bamboo with 100 joints. But rather than give up, he set out with determination in his heart. Days passed, and wandered deep into the forest, searching every bamboo grove he could find. Still, nothing came close to what the landowner demanded. Exhausted and disheartened, An sat beneath a tree and wept. His faith in promises remained strong, but hope was fading. Just then, a gentle voice broke the silence. An old man with a white beard, the spirit of the forest, stepped forward and asked, "Why do you cry, young man?" and shared his story honestly. The forest spirit listened kindly, then handed him a small wooden stick. "Say, join together, and the bamboo will unite," he said. "And when you wish to separate it, say, separate, separate." Skeptical but desperate, and cut several bamboo stalks, laid them end to end, and tapped the stick while whispering the magical words. The bamboo instantly fused into one tall stalk with exactly 100 segments. Overjoyed, An carried the magical bamboo back to the village, its great length resting across his shoulders as curious villagers watched in amazement. He presented it to the landowner with quiet confidence. "Here is the bamboo you asked for," he said calmly. The landowner and his greedy relatives laughed mockingly. "This? A trick," they said. "Let's touch this so-called magical bamboo." At that moment, An whispered, "Join together, join together." The bamboo suddenly sprang to life, wrapping around the landowner, binding his arms, legs, and even his long beard. Panicked and trembling, the landowner screamed, "Take it off! Set me free!" With compassion in his voice, An said the magic words, "Separate, separate." The bamboo fell apart instantly. Shaken and ashamed, the landowner bowed his head and said, "You are a man of true honor. Forgive me." Soon after, An married the landowner's daughter. The villagers celebrated a simple but joyful wedding, and though the magic stick had helped, it was An's integrity that earned him a life of peace and respect. The story of the bamboo with 100 segments reminds us that patience, honesty, and integrity will always find their way, even when the world seems unfair. Sometimes, magic happens not in the objects we hold, but in the strength of our hearts.